Welcome back to the channel. And for those of you who are new, I am Denise Brady. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist. I see a lot of couples, individuals, childhood trauma, and relationship infidelity. Okay. The number one call at therapist is about how to heal from and can we solve our marriage? Because I just found out my husband was cheating. My wife just called me cheating. Okay. Rarely do I get the calls of a woman cheating. Okay. And I know this has been going all around everywhere. So I wanted to have a conversation with you guys. Can you heal from infidelity trauma? Okay. Is it worse to have a emotional affair versus a physical affair? Okay. So as you come in, have that in mind. Make sure you hit that like, you subscribe, join the channel. It's only $1 to support your girl. And then also you can send me some supers. Okay. Send me some supers. Now, over the last week and a half, okay, we have learned that shame and audacity, I think shame has been replaced by audacity. That's what it is. Okay. I often say bring back shame. Bring back shame. But evidently, let's watch it. Let's watch it.
Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy. I forgot quite sure.
He said, no, no cameras. We are supposed to be elite cheaters. Okay. We're supposed to be up here, you know, nobody's supposed to put a camera on us. And the thing about this whole story to me is that it's probably not the first time. It's just the time that they got caught up. All right. Now, when Chris was like, either they're shy or they're cheating, how many of y'all went to they must be shy? The way he dug down, no face, no case. You know what they say? No face, no case. And she was just like, what do I do? He didn't even try and like, come on, dug down with me. He like, oh, it's all self right now. Self-preservation. Self-preservation. But looking at the fallout from this situation, and you are a person who's the one who was cheated on, both these and her, because they were both married. This woman, her husband, his wife. Do you think this relationship is repairable when the whole world has looked at it? Do you think that outside noise, pressure, will get in the way of making a decision for yourself? Now, when you look at infidelity trauma, as a therapist, I'm not quite sure if you can ever really come back from that. Sometimes I feel like you have to be willing to do the deep work of how did we get here? Can we rebuild trust? Can you rebuild trust at that foundation? Build the trust to not have the resentment knock out the trust. Because oftentimes that resentment is way more powerful than the trust you are building. Okay. Can I trust him to go to the grocery store? Can I trust him to have a phone without me checking it? And then there's the internalized things you do to yourself of, how did I miss this? Did I trust too much? What were the signs? What were the clues? And so I think, looking at this from a wife myself, I think the emotional aspect of this, because this is swing. Oh, this is our song, these tickets. I'm so in love. Creating this core memory with you. That's emotional. That's something that's hard to break. And it makes me just, how many years has this really been going on? Because when you sleep with someone, that's more of a human, carnivore needing that need to be fed. Depending on how good it is, you could probably break it off and not see the person. It could be a one-time thing, but this, and they work together. And I think the wife of him might work with her also. So it's like, how do you overcome this? Is it possible? I think if you were to come into therapy, I would ask, are you guys both on the same page with fixing it? Or are you here because one person messed up? And or to keep her, she gave you an ultimatum. Because oftentimes when people come to therapy, couples therapy, it is about ultimatums. She said, if I don't come to therapy, she leaving. And that type of therapy never works because you are not here to really heal yourself. You're more here to check this off the list so that I can move on. Okay. I want to move on. I don't want to be dealing with her BS no more of her being mad at this. Are those people who come in with ultimatums really ingrained and willing to do the deeper work of why they cheated? Half the time it's no, girl. I'm gonna be honest with you. I know I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. It is no. I'm just here because I'm tired of her mouth. I got too much to lose in this divorce. We ain't got no prenup. Maybe you was broke when you got with her. Him, same side for a woman. And I'll get to that in a second. But maybe you have too much to lose. Kids, business together. You might be a high-ranking CEO. Okay, but are you willing to do the deeper work and really pull back the layers and the band-aid to heal from the trauma you have caused somebody else and whatever trauma you have been through that you feel like the only way to cope is through another person. Okay. And on the other side of this, do you guys feel like there's a double standard when women cheat versus when men cheat? Can men really handle when a woman cheats? Because that's when power and ego come into play. I feel like that really does something to a man's ego when a woman decides to step on the marriage. And oftentimes I feel like men are like, "Oh, you gonna cheat? Oh, if you did that to me, it ain't no coming back. You gonna have to go. You gonna have to go." Because there's been sayings too that women cheat smarter. I ain't never cheated, so I don't really know about that. Okay. But I wonder, a man versus a woman, does it take more for a woman to decide to step out of her relationship? Whereas what we see on TikTok all the time, it ain't nothing for a man. Okay, he on a work trip, he got that burner phone. Oh, put your number in the burner phone. Okay, let me go on these apps. My wife at home with the kids. I'm on another business trip. It seems easier, whereas I wonder for women, and y'all chime in the comments, is it more of a mental thing for a woman to cheat versus sometimes all the time for men, it is more of a physical thing to cheat? Is there a difference, you know, versus when women and men cheat? Let me know in the comments. But I think people at times get so used to having a double life, this happens. You're so used to getting away with this. You're in the C-suite. You got money, ego, power. Oh, nothing can touch me. I think ego and power also contribute to entitlement and risk taking in relationships. I think the higher you are, money wise, status, tax brackets can contribute to entitlement and risk taking in relationships. You see that with a lot of celebrity men. One of the people we see that with, I feel like, is Cam Newton, who has cheated a lot of times and doesn't at times to me seem to have any remorse, care about how it's affecting his current relationship. But power and success, it does something where do they not care? Or do they expect the partner to accept it? Because financially, I'm in control of things. So if you want this lifestyle to stay, then you're gonna stay with what we doing, and you're gonna get in line. You're gonna do what you need to do to keep that I was gonna say the ring, but half the time the women don't even have rings. But you get ingrained in the lifestyle also that I think can sway you of, do I really want to give this up? Am I gonna cry in the Bentley or am I gonna cry in the Nissan? I think I'm gonna go cry in the Bentley. Okay. And then the last thing is the fallout and how it affects the children. I heard that his daughter is now doing TikToks and all this stuff. Just kind of like a live journal of what it's like to have your father, you know, find out your father was cheating in front of the world. She's been doing TikToks about that. And like I said, nobody believes in actual journaling anymore. Everything is for social media. Instead of picking up my actual journal, you know what? This is what I'm going to do instead. I'm a live journal my life. Okay. And we often talk about, when you've gone through trauma and you want to talk about it, parental trauma, is it okay to be online talking about it? Is it considered disrespectful to your parents when you're living your truth? Should you have to consider their feelings because they didn't consider yours when they were committing the trauma? There's another dialogue, another thing that we don't talk about enough. But yeah, she out there doing TikToks. And I'm not here to judge, but I would just want to unpack what emotional avoidance, high functioning dysfunction really looks like. This is high functioning cheating. Now that we at the Motel 6, we at Denny's, I'm taking you to Longhorns. No, we going to a Coldplay concert and we got box seats. And I wonder if the box seats were part of the business benefits. Okay. Was it? Now, what the people saying? People saying they stupid. They still love the video even though it's a week old. I'm sure somewhere there, like, when will this be over? Someone said Fritz from Scandal would not have ducked. Uh, oh, do you think someone said they are still together, and I'm sure the wife knew. No one on those socials lives care if it's just not the public's business. Mm, mm. Well, I know that the CEO just resigned because his actions were a distraction. I heard that the company that he works for actually funded like $90 million a couple months ago. So you got to go, brother. You got to go. We can't have you messing up our company is about when our company is valued at $90 million, and that is just I think their third round of crowdfunding. Yeah, he had to go. Hmm. But let's talk about it. Have you ever been cheated on? Do you think it's possible to cheat and be forgiven? Have you ever been the cheater and had to work through why you decide to cheat, why you decide to step out of your relationship? Okay. But you're not alone. This happens to a lot of people. As you see, money, no money. Okay, but let's step in. Let's talk about it. Let me know your thoughts because, of course, we can get into it. And I will see you guys in the next video.